The introduction of Jordan Morris in his first appearance for the Sounders, coming back from a torn ACL.
I think during my rehab, the second one, the thing that drove me so much was qualifying was going on during that time. But I knew the World Cup was going to be the following year at the end of the year. So much of what drove me to work hard and get back on the field as strong as possible and as soon as possible was to try to get back with the group and be a part of the national team heading to the World Cup, because, you know, like I mentioned, that's been my goal since I was a little kid. So I remember one of my first thoughts when I got hurt was, okay, I have enough time to get back and get back in with the group and hopefully be a part of the group going to Qatar. So I think it really pushed me. It helped me during my rehab to know that was on the horizon and helped me get back stronger.
Fast forward a couple weeks from now, you get a call from Greg, you're on the roster. How do you feel? What's your reaction?
Kind of gave me chills when you said that, honestly. Like, that's been my goal since I was a little kid, was to play in a World Cup. I used to go in the backyard with my brother and we would pretend we were national team players playing in the World Cup. You know, that's, I think every little kid growing up playing soccer wants to play in the World Cup someday, and the fact that it's here and to be part of that team would just be absolutely incredible and a dream come true. So I'm really excited.
So back in 2014, when you were at Stanford, you played against the U.S. men's national team. What do you remember about that experience?
Yeah, I have a super unique kind of start to my national team career. They came to Stanford and trained before heading to the World Cup. And I'd been part of the U23 group a little bit. Tab Ramos was my coach, and he was the assistant coach for that team. So I think he mentioned to Jurgen, hey, if we need a number, like, this guy's here to fill in. So I remember getting a call from my coach and saying, hey, they want you to come train, they just need a number. I was like, what? It was like mind-blowing at the time, you know? So I walk into this locker room with all my soccer idols, Landon, Clint, Michael Bradley, Josie, and I was like, what am I doing here? You know, I shouldn't be part of this. And got to train with them for a couple of days. We actually scrimmaged against them. I scored a goal in that game, and that's really where Jurgen saw me and where, you know, after the World Cup, they went off to the World Cup. The first camp after that was my first call in. So I always tell myself, it's pretty crazy. They really could have been training anywhere, and, you know, maybe my national team story would be a little bit different in that sense, but it was a really cool experience.
Picturing yourself in that first group game when the U.S. anthem starts to play, what does that moment mean?
And again, you gave me chills there. It would mean everything. I think it would make all the hard work, all the sacrifices that I put in throughout my career, you know, recovering from the injuries, all the things that you had to miss out on when you were, you know, grinding on the field, working to get better. It would make all that worth it. And just the chance to represent your country on a stage like that, represent your family, everyone that supported you. I think those would be the thoughts that were going through my head at that time. But to hear the national anthem in a moment like that, again, it's something that I don't take for granted.
You played countless matches with teammate Christian Roldan.
Yeah.
How much would it mean for you both to be on that plane and playing together?
Yeah, it would be amazing. I mean, we're such good friends. I remember we were playing against each other in college, UW and Stanford, and he's going to love me telling this story because he actually beat me out for Pac-12 Freshman of the Year that year. He loves to bring that up, but I messaged him. I didn't really know him too well, but I messaged him after that and said, you know, congrats. And I remember him saying, like, hopefully we get to play together someday. So, like, looking back on that to then being on the plane to Qatar, going to a World Cup together would be just an amazing journey with a really close friend. So yeah, really looking forward to it.